Alright, so this is another sort of tannish one, and I was gonna have this be coffee, but it's giving me like a vellum manuscript situation. Like an illuminated manuscript, and I don't think I have the ability to recreate that right now. Oh, that's like dead anyway. Alright. So I need... I'll use a little bit of the black. So if I had a manuscript, I would have the pages. Was I right on the thing here? Alright. Oh, apparently it's not like a religious thing, it's we have, it's like an herbal treatise. A little bit of green to sort of pull this thing together. Although I feel like green is one of those colors that would like fade the most in something that was old like that. Ooh, that one stinks a lot too. I like how that has a 3D effect. I keep trying to grab it from underneath so I don't mess up the page. This will put like a little animal over here. It's supposed to be sort of like a medieval hedgehog situation. Like one of those like books of hours or something. A horticulture manual. Don't mow the little guys and thing. Okay. 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 So we have our little fake book. So cute. I think that was my favorite of the ones I drawn so far. Welcome to CATtheMinion Energy Work. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. This is a reading for Pisces for April-ish. So we have the little nature treatise here, and we're going to put that here for a minute. This is sort of the subject header. We'll get back to that. So we have the triptych door here for the reconciliation of opposites. So we'll start with the opposites. Three of Swords. So typically heartache. This might read a little differently. It's giving me I feel small and restricted. Like, you're not allowed to do that here. Okay. That could be painful. This is sort of usually a very emotional swords card. Ace of Swords inverted. So this is giving me like the same little girl character as a bigger girl, and it's like I'm being restricted from using my voice, which would explain the heartache here. I'm being silenced in some way. I'm not allowed to express myself. 3 minus 1 would be 2 of Swords. Someone is unwilling. Someone who shall not be named in the reading is never willing to see things from my perspective. And we see it as this figure here. Mother of Cups. Mother of... So Mother of Cups. Queen of Cups inverted. Emotional antagonism I'm hearing. I also heard disarray kind of as a background vocal to that. I mean, it's giving me, like, I have deep wounding from my mama not letting me speak up for myself, forcing me to only, like, you're not allowed to think that way, you have to do it this way. It doesn't have to be literally your mother, it could be someone with authoritative feminine energy, which could be embodied in any person. You're supposed to be nurturing me right now, but you're silencing me and trying to put words in my mouth. And we see that as a low vibration here with the 3. Because 3 would be sort of a collaborative energy, but it's like, I'm in charge here and you're beneath me. So it could be boss, could be relationship, right? But it's if you have an inverted feminine or distorted feminine energy, it can be more, it can be very much that sort of nag stereotype. You know, she's always bitching at me to do this and that, nothing's ever good enough. A sort of distorted masculine is more like, I will destroy like everything you love because you're displeasing me. Whereas the feminine is more of like nitpicking instead of like, you know, I'll like poke holes in you until you're bleeding everywhere instead of like eating your whole ass off. And that's what's going on with that energy. So we have a distorted feminine who is emotionally out of balance. Usually the door unifies things, but here it's sort of like in my own world, I never get to speak up. In the world in general, I am silenced. And what's common between them is distorted feminine energy. Now, patterning, like someone else's feminine energy being like distorting in your general direction, could cause you to take on this sort of damsel in distress energy, which I think is what's coming through here. Now, this is supposed to be a little nature treatise, but we might think, oh, like we're looking at a Grimm's fairy tale. Let's see what's on the bottom of the decks. A Grimm fairy tale indeed. Alright, so I'm flipping this over, and I've got the King of Swords inverted. So let me just peel it off, because this is kind of loose right now. So we also have the King of Swords inverted. Masculine energy also in distortion. Psychological... It's giving me psychological tyranny. What I think is happening is that there's a dynamic where this sort of feminine in charge is locked in a kind of tete-a-tete, a head-to-head, with a distorted masculine, which is what I just described with the, like, I'm going to tear your whole face off thing. Here it's coming in under manipulation, coercion, sort of backstabbing, like behind your back, like it's a setup. Like I'm going to disenfranchise you with my filthy ways, kind of a thing. Paired up with this distorted feminine energy of, you know, emotional belittlement, let's put it that way. So what's going on here? The Magician inverted. Okay, so this is kind of... Okay. Alright. Put this over here. When I see the Magician inverted, it tells me I'm trying to pull the wool over the eyes of the universe. It's giving me that black magic. Combined with this, I put a spell on you. Right, if you had your own voice, you wouldn't be putting up with, like, you know, it's sort of like hypnosis. Like, you're parroting what I tell you to say because I'm, you know, doing the magic. I'm pulling the strings, right? And that's very much King of Swords. Like, I pull the strings in this operation, you do what I'm telling you. You know? It's very organized-y, crimey kind of situation. Which doesn't have to be like the typical thing. It could be like political stuff too. So this doesn't necessarily have to be individual. Especially with... I was going to say with Pluto moving into Aquarius, but I think if we're looking at Jupiter and Pisces with this, it's sort of exposure. Like, I have the receipts. It's been written down the whole time. It's been diagrammed out. But what I was going to say is the Magician inverted is sort of telling me that this distorted feminine energy is... It's like I'm... The distorted feminine is putting on the outfit, the costuming of the distorted masculine. Because if they were in their right energy, they would be the High Priestess inverted. That's what you would expect to see with a distorted feminine. This sort of, like, I'm going to use everything I know about you against you. With the Magician, it's sort of like it's definitely more of a black magic kind of energy. And what apothecary treatise, spells, voodoo, medicine kind of thing would go with a Magician inverted, right? I'm trying to poison you. So, this is kind of heavy duty, Pisces. What the hell's going on? No, I mean, the thing is, though, people only have power over you if you believe that they do. And that's true in terms of, you know, black magic stuff or sort of political stuff, like what we see is going on in Tennessee right now. It's weird that it's coming in distorted feminine, because we would expect to see distorted masculine patriarchy, but it's coming in like this. You know, like, it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Oh. Oh. Maybe it's the other way around. Oh. I might have been reading this wrong the whole time. Hold on. Okay. A wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay. Distorted masculine, putting on the garb, the visage, the costuming of the feminine. Okay. Hey, kid, I'm gonna help you out. Stick with me, kid. I'll show you how to do it right. You know, you'll be my apprentice. And that's where that sort of corporation-y, family-owned business type of energy comes in. You know, you do what I tell you, you say what I tell you to say, you think how I tell you to think. And if you don't, I'm gonna put one on you. You know, I've got my recipes all laid out. And it doesn't have to be like literally a potion. It could be, you know, like some kind of booby trap, or my brain keeps trying to say money laundering. That kind of thing. That's the type of energy. That's the template that it is. You know, it's like, it reminds me of the Supreme Court Justice, Clarence Thomas. Right? We're starting to find some of the receipts. I mean, they might have been written in the book the whole time, but somebody finally opened up the page and they're like, wait a goddamn second. So this is sort of an exposure of kind of series of facades where there's a presentation of distorted feminine energy that's sort of put on like a mask over distorted masculine energy. And Pisces is like, I'm at a point where I want to say what I'm going to say, and I'm tired of not being able to say it. And this is happening on a personal level, and we can see it happening on, you know, on a political level, on a social level, on a hierarchical level in society at the same time. And that is usually what's happening. There's usually, it's sort of like as above, so below. Whatever you're doing internally usually have some kind of impact on something that's going on in the world. It's like, I'm feeling crappy, so I'm going to vacuum my floor, I'm going to change my bedding, I'm going to, you know, wipe down my refrigerator. Well, at the same time, there's sort of a vibe going on where a bunch of people decide to pick up a specific woodland area that's got a bunch of trash in it, or we've developed a new way to suck up some plastic in the ocean. And those are the kinds of things. You know, that like internal thing as a fractal of something that's going on bigger in society. All right, so that's what Pisces is dealing with. Thank you for watching. Stay connected with CATtheMinion energy work. Check out my complete suite of goods and services conveniently from my link tree. linktr.ee/CATtheMinion. Color your way into some relaxation with my coloring books Energy Forms and Draco Forms on Amazon. Get groovy with fashion and home accessories from my Cafe Press or Redbubble shops. Decorate your environment with original art and divination tools from my Etsy shop.